here is the undefeated four-division defending undisputed super bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya Monster Inoue.
27, Nakatani, if I got my age down here right.
28.
Right? 28. At 28, he's young enough to handle that, to survive that. You know, youth can do amazing things. And I believe he's 5 years younger than Inoue. Will that age difference show? Now, Inoue's not used up. He's not shop worn. He's not like an older guy who's been in a lot of rough fights. He's been in enough, but not that many. So will the age make a difference? I'm going to say that Nakatani, you could look at the negative, that last fight only 4 months ago was so brutal, he needs more time before the next fight. But I'm also going to say that he needed that kind of fight. He hasn't been in with the level of competition Inoue has been. He hasn't. And I'm going to say he needed that fight to answer questions to himself. Am I ready for the monster?
But this is the one now. So look, if you can tune in. Also, again, please make sure you check out a guy called Henry's YouTube channel. I am going for Inoue because he's fought the better opposition. He is the bigger. He's now moved up into that weight and he's now that weight class. And I just think he's incredible. He's a whirlwind. There's a reason they call him the monster. He will go for the kill. But in going for the kill, he will leave himself exposed to get chinned. I wouldn't be surprised if both men go down here. But if both men go down, there's only one man that's coming up and that's Inoue. It really is. I think he's just a special fighter. And I think Nakatani, although he wants this fight, he's almost have to chase this fight, and he's 1 or 2 fights not ready. I need to see him at super bantamweight, maybe 2 more fights, and then I think he'll be ready because it'll be a fully fledged super bantam. You will see it on the scales. He's just smaller. He's smaller than Inoue. I don't think he hits hard as Inoue. I don't think he's as fast as Inoue. Like whatever Inoue's got, Nakatani is just 1 rung below. Speed, Inoue. Power, Inoue. Experience, Inoue. Chin, maybe Nakatani. Will, close, but I'm gonna go Inoue.
we got a big fight in Japan this weekend also, right? Inoue, you faced him a couple times against Nakatani. Just how do you think that one goes?
You know, I've been against Inoue twice, you know? And I seen that fighter in person. I mean, I've been in the ring with him. He's fast, he's strong, confident. And I've also been against Nakatani. I've been against Nakatani before with Tito Acosta. I just think that Nakatani will put up a fight, but Inoue will stop him.
Inoue's been dropped by a few left hands. Donaire hurt him with a left hand.
But he gets up and he still wins. But I just think that Nakatani, I mean, he's not ready for Inoue yet. I just think that fight would end up in a knockout as well.
You know, just Resendiz versus Yuki, a good fight on the undercard, man. I don't know, how does that one play out?
It's going to be a good fight. Every single fight on the card is going to be a good fight.
The boxing match between Junto Nakatani and Naoya Inoue has attracted so many people. However, not all of them are drawn by media attention. Both boxers are among the best in their class, and when they step into the ring, they know everything is at stake. While opinions on who will come out the winner vary among boxing enthusiasts, everyone agrees with analysts on the fight's dynamics.
You know, I noticed that even though like Nakatani, he has a type of style where, you know, he's like, I don't know, it's like he's born like a bow and arrow. You know what I mean? Like you give a person a bow and arrow and he pull that thing back and released, and then, you know, then take off and run and try to hide behind something, you know, and pull that bow and arrow back and release. That's the style that, like, for me, Nakatani has. You know, he has that fencing type of style up front where he uses that lead hand to control distance and range and to you know, win that lead hand battle, to be able to set up that bow and arrow backhand that he got where he can throw it straight, he can throw it underneath. He has various ways, man, in throwing that shot. I see him also do like an inside slip and a body shot off a right hand, where he will slip inside of the right hand and throw a bullet.
見えてくるかと思います。そのあたりっていうのはいかがでしょうか。
まあ勝ち方次第では全然1位の返り咲きというのも見えてくる試合ではあると思うので、まあ別にそこを見越して試合をするわけではないんですけど、まあそういった試合なんだなっていうのもまあ自覚しながら過ごしていますけど、まあ、ただ1位になることを目標に5月2日を戦うわけではないので、そこは、まあ結果次第ですね。
でもあと日本人対決ももう10年ぶりになると思うんですけど、その辺はあんまりもうそれよりも中谷選手という存在という方が全然大きいですか、日本人は。
Teddy Atlas brings in a really sharp angle when breaking down Inoue versus Nakatani. He starts by making it clear that Inoue is the favorite and it's hard to go against him, but then he talked about what actually decides the fight in his eyes, and the answer is geography. Not location on a map, but distance inside the ring. He explains that Inoue wants to be close, that's where he's dangerous, while Nakatani needs range, space, and control as a southpaw. His whole point is that if Nakatani can keep that distance and make Inoue pay a toll every time he steps in, then he has a real chance. But if Inoue closes that gap consistently, the fight starts leaning his way quickly.
For this matchup.
Yeah, listen, Inoue's a big favorite, even though it's greatly highly anticipated. He's at least 3-1 favorite, right? Not more.
He's 4.5 to 1 favorite currently, where Nakatani will get back plus 300.
I think Nakatani's a live dog. You have to like Inoue. It's hard to go against him. This fight will come down to geography. I talk about geography, you know, as though I'm a real estate broker. Location. To me, that's sometimes the most important physical element of a fight. You know, guys have to be mentally ready. They have to have a good intellect, a good fight plan. Obviously, all their skills have to be highly toned, but geography. You know, who fights at the range, the distance, the location that better suits them for their talent. And Inoue wants to be close. Nakatani wants to be at a range, at a distance, and he's a southpaw. He wants to fight. He wants to make it hard for Inoue to make ground.
And when it comes to the final prediction, Atlas stays balanced but still leans one way. He acknowledges Nakatani has a real shot, especially at those odds, but he still sides with Inoue. He points to Inoue being sharper, quicker, and a bit more explosive in key moments. But he doesn't see this as a quick finish. He actually expects rounds, pride, and a hard fight on both sides. It's a dangerous fight with real moments for both men, but overall, he still trusts Inoue's edge and speed and explosiveness to carry him through.
He will show up. And I think Nakatani got the answers from that last fight. Believe it or not, but I'm going to go and say that fight helps him. Inoue's the monster. And, you know, he's got the quicker hands, I think, in this fight. I think he's a little more explosive. Both guys have moved up several weight classes. I don't think they carry their power quite as much as they did at the lower weight classes. Inoue does have those moments where he's very explosive. So does Nakatani. It's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight. I think it's going to go, it could go like that with the kind of explosive moments that this fight can bring on both sides. But I think it's going to go rounds. I think there's going to be a lot of pride involved. Japanese pride. It's going to be a lot more than just about the W. It's going to be about the pride of a country.
Ade Oladipo doesn't waste time before making it clear this is a real super fight between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani. Not hype, not marketing, but two unbeaten fighters right in their prime. He actually puts it above fights like Canelo versus Crawford in terms of timing, because both guys are still at their peak. But even while giving Nakatani respect, he makes one thing obvious: Inoue is the favorite for a reason. And when it comes to the prediction, he's going with Inoue. He calls him a whirlwind, a fighter who goes for the finish and overwhelms opponents. He even says both fighters could hit the canvas, but if that happens, he only sees one man getting back up and taking control, and that's Inoue. The biggest point he makes is that across every key area, speed, power, experience, Inoue is just one level above. Timothy Bradley Jr. comes into this one honestly a bit torn when breaking down Inoue versus Nakatani, but he makes one thing clear: Nakatani has real tools to trouble Inoue. He focuses a lot on those offline shots, the kind that have already caught Inoue before, and he believes Nakatani can land something similar, especially with that backhand. He even brings up Inoue's habit of crossing his feet when stepping in, saying that mistake can open him up. His whole angle here is that if Nakatani times him right and catches him coming in, this fight can flip quickly. And when it comes to the actual prediction, Bradley doesn't fully commit. That's the interesting part. He says he sees a path to victory for both guys. He leans toward a decision or maybe a late stoppage either way, but keeps going back and forth. The one thing he does lock in is that it's going to be violent, competitive, and high level. He also notes that Nakatani might not be fully settled at the weight yet, while Inoue already looks comfortable there. Like a lot of boxing minds breaking this fight down, Joel Diaz has actually been in the ring with both, so this isn't guessing for him. He points out Inoue's speed, power, and confidence straight away, saying this is a fighter he's seen up close and knows how dangerous he really is. At the same time, he gives Nakatani respect, mentioning he's faced him too and knows he's tough. But even with that, Diaz leans clearly one way. He believes Nakatani will compete and have moments, but there's a gap when it comes to overall level. Diaz brings up something not everyone ignores, and it is that Inoue has been hurt before, especially by left hands. His point is that even when Inoue gets caught, he recovers fast and still finds a way to win, so even if Nakatani lands something big, Diaz doesn't see it changing the outcome long term. Diaz straight up says Nakatani isn't ready for this level yet. He sees the fight ending by knockout, not going the distance. That's been a common theme from a lot of experts. Inoue's pressure, precision, and finishing ability are just too much. Malik Scott finds it hard to embrace the notion that Nakatani is a massive underdog completely, as he points out. While it might be true according to the odds, he cannot quite say so when considering their skill set. Actually, he finds himself favoring Nakatani and believes it will be no shocker should he come out victorious. The main point of his argument lies in style, highlighting how Nakatani's technical style, solid, stable fight system, and fast pace make him an extremely dangerous fighter against anyone. He also says that Nakatani may have encountered stiffer competition of late, making his accomplishments even more impressive than most people realize. Max Kellerman discusses the upcoming boxing match between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani. While he believes that the fight is getting somewhat underrated despite the huge significance of the event, Kellerman knows that there is a good reason for the overwhelming majority of boxing fans to believe that Inoue will come out on top due to him being favored in the fight, as well as the fact that the latter has been putting in better performances lately. But when the discussion moves towards what comes next, Kellerman begins to look ahead and talk about Inoue's future in case he wins the bout. Names such as Jesse Rodriguez and Rafael Espinoza come to mind, and there is nothing much surprising here. The truth is that if Inoue comes out victorious against Nakatani, then all the other fights worth having would be against top-notch boxers that could pose a real threat to his title. This is how he is seen today, not as a boxer with a title, but with immense potential. It is no ordinary match. It can be said without exaggeration that it is the fight of the era because of many factors, starting from the fact that we have two top prospects for the championship in the boxing arena now. These two athletes are considered undefeated right now. They are young and at the peak of their abilities. They are very self-confident and powerful. The moment has come when they need to meet and show whom among them the title of the champion belongs to. Analyzing the points of view expressed by certain representatives of the boxing community, it is obvious that there is no definite position regarding this future confrontation. Those who think that Inoue will win this fight are sure that the opponent's high speed and his confidence that will give him a victory within seconds are decisive factors in favor of this boxer. However, those who expect Nakatani to be victorious in this competition are sure that he will succeed owing to his mental traits and confidence. Write down your opinion in the comments below.